There is no conflict. It's just a little misunderstanding. And territory, we exactly don't know yet. So it's this working process, you know.
Located on the border of Georgia and Azerbaijan, the David Gareja monastery is the reason for the border disagreement between these two countries. Built in the 6th century, the monastery complex was founded by one of the Orthodox priests, David Gareci. This monastery complex, consisting of more than 4,000 cells and 22 medieval cave churches, is considered to have a great historical, religious and archaeological significance for Georgia. The monastery known in Azerbaijan as Keshikchi is also important for this country because most Azerbaijanis consider it to be the spiritual heritage of Caucasian Albania in the South Caucasus and is a strategic military location.
This site you are seeing here has been the source of the hot discussion. David Gareja or Keshikchi Monastery between the Azerbaijan and Georgian border. Once every 2 or 3 years, certain groups arrive here to cause trouble for officials. The question for the government is how to settle down this problem peacefully.
In October 2020, during the war in Karabakh, David Gareja came under attention again when Georgian government detained 2 Georgian cartographers in violating the country's territorial integrity, announcing they use wrong maps for David Gareja borders. Zviad Ananiashvili, who has been a local tour guide at the monastery for almost 5 years, says it's sad that the tour guide cannot show the complex in detail when informing visitors about the complex.
They closed around Udabno monastery territory, and now we can go on the top of the mountain, the hill. So it's bad things for me as a guide, because my area, so working area, it was small now. I can show just Laura, or there's other monasteries, Dodosrka or Natlivsemeli, different monasteries, but nearest monastery, Udabno, it was closed.
While a large part of the complex is under Georgian control, a small part of the Udobno church remains on Azerbaijani soil. Georgian historian and publicist Lasha Bakradze is in favor of a more historical assessment of the current conflict rather than a mythical one.
Но инструментализировать историю это всегда приносит нехорошие результаты. И эти истории, которые у нас есть, вот этот нарратив истории, как сегодня говорят, это все советского времени. Надо очищать эту историю.
Thus, he states that the solution to the problem isn't very difficult.
Надо выходить из этого круга мышления. И очень прагматически относится к границам, которые не должны быть границами средних веков и даже античного времени, а те границы, которые есть у нас, несмотря на то, что об этих границах, вот именно что касается Давида Гареджи, можно дискутировать по картам, но есть еще и кроме этого какая традиция существует, например, кто куда ходил и когда. Так что очень из многих частей зависит то, как мы будем с друг другом разговаривать и о чем будем мы договариваться с друг другом на правительственном уровне, на уровне народов и так далее. Но надо смотреть на мир прагматическим глазом. Если мы будем конфликтовать из-за таких маленьких вещей, тогда не будет этих наших независимостей.
The two countries, which have an ancient and common neighborhood history, will soon find a solution to the current conflict. This is what the Azerbaijani historian says.
Azerbaijan and Georgia can develop cooperation in foreign policy, especially in the context of the South Caucasus, thanks to their long-standing strategic partnership. It shouldn't be forgotten that these two countries certainly take national interest into account in domestic policy. In this context, I think David Gareci monastery problem, which is of great importance for both Azerbaijan and Georgia, will be resolved in the short term. It is expected that the problem will affect bilateral relations better than ever in short term.